This young man hails from the Dallas, Texas area, and you know who he is, Backbone and Posture. You got mail. He's gave us so much stuff that so much good teaching and so much good learning. He is a spectacular leader. He made a vow to sleep on the floor till he gets to RD. He's not that far away, and he's working diligently every day. And what can I say? Put your seatbelt on. Without further ado, from Dallas, Texas, RC, Mr. Sam Foster.
Thank you, Mr. Thomas. Thank you for that warm introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to waste your time. I know that today is Friday. Thank you for having me back on the call. Mr. Jabri behind the scenes, I can't thank you enough. I appreciate you both guys. Last night, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, we had a time last night. I had to totally change my message because of last night. How can I put this in perspective? Okay, if you're taking notes, the title of my message is The Wedding Planner. Yes, sir, yes, ma'am. I did not mistake the title. Yeah, I know it sounds offbeat, but we're going somewhere. The Wedding Planner. Last night, ladies and gentlemen, we had an awesome call. I know somebody on this call is saying, yeah, but I don't always do those kind of numbers. I'm intimidated. Do not be intimidated. I repeat, do not be intimidated. I don't care if you got one person on the call, somebody you potentially prospecting, you don't think they're going to pick the phone up. That does not matter. You need to be on the call. Why? It's an exercise into your future. Once again, an exercise into your future. Congratulations to everybody that was on the call last night. To dive into this information, the wedding planner. And the reason why I chose the title is because I didn't sleep until about maybe 5 o'clock this morning. I was in and out of consciousness. I fell asleep a couple of times, texting people, this, that, and the other, because Mr. Thomas set this thing on fire. And one of the things that he did, ladies and gentlemen, he knows how to pivot. I mean, if I've never seen an individual pivot that fast. I mean, he was literally on the call, and when somebody would say something, he would key in on it. Had a young man on the call last night. He said earlier about this ego thing. And we all know, ladies and gentlemen, we can have prospects that have an ego. This guy was, in his own right, pretty wealthy and successful, I may say, based on what he was saying. And I found something out about Mr. Thomas. And I know we got a lot of people on this call. And I've been around Mr. Thomas for a while now. But he did something last night, ladies and gentlemen, that struck a nerve in me that had me up until about 5:30 this morning. He was talking to this guy. And as he was talking to the guy said, I used to be an ACN. And Mr. Thomas kept talking to him. And the guy said a person's name, a former SVP, and Mr. Thomas said, I know that guy. Now I'm going to say this, ladies and gentlemen, so you guys can understand who we have in our midst. Mr. Thomas said, I know that guy. Mr. Thomas said, I've mentored that guy. He was one of my mentees. And as soon as he said that, this guy ego kicked in and he edged a lot of the conversation out. Now I'm saying that for a reason. Mr. Thomas kept going on the path that he was going on. And he let us know on the call a few things. Number one, he let us know he has nothing but backbone and posture. Number two, he let us know he's a true shark. And number three, he let us know he is a leader of leaders. You don't encourage this many people on the call and not be a leader of leaders. Everybody that we got on that call last night, he was able to pivot and put something not only inside of them, but inside of us. Now let me go a little farther with this, and I'm gonna be through. I'm gonna be real brief on this. Ladies and gentlemen, he put together a skill set that's rarely seen in anything, not just MLM, but anything. And everybody has it inside of them. But you have to be able to do one thing. And this is why I titled this topic the wedding plan. Because if you've ever been to a wedding or been in a wedding, at some point when all the wedding is over with, you got your bride, you got your groom, you guys are walking down the aisle thinking about getting married. It's work involved, ladies and gentlemen. The wedding itself is only about 15 minutes start to finish. It's only what you did before the wedding and what you do after the wedding that counts. Got a lot of people on this call that say, I want to go up a level. I want to go to RVP. I want to go to SVP. Get that, got that. But in order to get there, there's one word that you may be missing. There's one concept that everybody may be missing. And this is what all RVPs and SVPs have. A commitment. Simply put, a commitment. Now, I'm getting ready to go to a wedding myself. I'm getting ready to go to a wedding, and you guys are all invited. That's why I'm dressed up. Oh, I'm getting ready to go to a wedding myself. Listen, got my invitation. Everybody on this call has an invitation. Everybody on this call. Well, let me get a little calm. Let me get a little calm. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I'm getting ready to head to a wedding. I'm getting ready to head to a wedding. And hopefully you guys are getting ready to head to a wedding too. If you're going out to prospect this today or this weekend, my goal, ladies and gentlemen, is to wear Mr. Thomas out. I saw something last night that clicked in me like no other. I don't care about how many people I had call last night, the number, it could be one, it could be 1,000. We have to be effective. We have to be effective. And the only way we're going to be effective, just like being committed, just like getting married, you have to be, this is the glue for somebody, committed. You have to be committed. Then you have to be consistent. It's not enough to get married. Marriage is only exemplified over a process called time. Time. The first week or two doesn't even matter. First couple of years doesn't even matter. It's over a process called time. So in other words, if you're on this call, you want to think the forest and not just the tree. I'm going to repeat that. Let's think the forest and not just the tree. Why is that, Sam? Because if you only think about the tree, you miss your whole environment. What do you mean by that, Sam? I'm glad you asked. Mr. Thomas have done these calls in the past several times. This is not to beat anybody. This is not to bash anybody. I'm not doing that at all. What I'm saying is, if you want to get to the level that you want to be, and I'm talking to myself as well, you're going to have to be committed. It's a commitment. It's a commitment to be made, and it's a lifestyle to exemplify. What do you mean by that? Every time you get up, we got too many things going on in the world that we can touch people with. We got technology. We got technology. If you got a phone, if you have a phone, you have an opportunity to advance your business. If you got email, you got an opportunity to advance your business. If you walk outside your door, you have an opportunity to advance your business. The only difference between somebody that's a CQ and somebody that's an SVP is that, watch this, they're committed. That's the only difference. There's no smoke and mirrors to this. There's no ducking, no hiding. It's just a commitment that turned into a lifestyle. That's it. A commitment that turned into a lifestyle. We had all these fabulous speakers on here this week. We had Chris King on here on Monday. We had all these other people on the call. We had Vivid. We had Shaquille Cooper who knocked it out the park. We had Nicole Woods. Oh man, I mean, my head was just spinning. But all the things that they talked about narrowed themselves down to a commitment. Now, somebody's gonna get married on this call. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I'm already married. Yeah, I get that. I get that. That's not what I'm saying. When I say get married, I mean get committed. Getting committed. This is the second day of September. Let's not go out lackadaisical in September. Let's go out with a September to remember. Mr. Lewis just did the comp plan, second to none. We all know that. They're giving away money. We all know that. No disrespect to anybody, and not just pounding in on money. It's just the opportunity that this opportunity gives that nobody else can give. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Once again, when they stop paying out that comp plan, give us a call. Please give us a call. I have not heard not one person, foreign or domestic. Miss Akinko's on the call, Luisa Payon's on the call, all the way from Japan. I have not heard anybody, foreign or domestic, that have not gotten paid out when they stuck to the comp plan. It's a commitment. It's a commitment. It's a commitment. Make it a lifestyle. All the little things you do add up to the big things that you do. And if you continuously do the little things consistently, you don't have to worry about how many people get in. I'm gonna get on the call, but I'm gonna be intimidated. It does not matter when you make it a lifestyle. We should have double digit, triple digit numbers on these calls when we do these calls. Why? Because if I can go in a Walmart in one day, not brag, because I should be doing more, and get 9 names and numbers in a day, 9 names and numbers in one day, and go into 2 Walmarts, and I did this in less than 2 hours, what's my excuse? If that's the case, I'm talking to me, ladies and gentlemen, what's my excuse? That's why I say it's a commitment. Now, there's a difference. There's a difference between dating and getting married. Oh, let's not make any excuses about it, ladies and gentlemen. There's a difference. And I'm not talking about naturally getting married. I get it. Some people on the call are single. That's not my point. And I'm not downgrading anybody. It's not my point. My point is the aspect of the commitment. Now, when you're dating, and everybody knows this, we're grown. When you're dating, you're casually talking to that person. Same thing in your business now. I'm going somewhere. You're casually doing certain things. You're testing the waters, for lack of a better word. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But as you go along in your ACN business, aka dating someone, then things get a little bit more serious. You starting to plan more, business opportunity, ACN, being more committed, being more consistent, being on the calls, if you can, putting your cameras on so we can see you, if you can. I know some people are working. I'm giving you tools of the trade so you can be consistent. Why? Because as new people come into your organization, you want them to duplicate what you do. Your marriage, your wedding, after the wedding, your marriage is only going to be as strong as you do things consistently. There's a difference. Dating and being married. Married is a commitment. You're not going to always feel like being married, but marriage is not a feeling. It's a commitment. ACN is not a feeling. It's a commitment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a commitment. Is it hard sometimes? Sometimes. But it's consistency over a period of time that makes you in a position as an RVP or SVP. You don't stumble into that position. You do it because you work the business, and it will work if you work it. Now, I'm getting ready to go to this wedding. Got my invitation. I'm passing out to all individuals on the call. This is your invitation to come to the wedding. Either you're going to be standing on the sidelines in the church watching us get married, or you're going to be in the wedding party and have already committed to being married. Married to what? I'm not married. Married to ACN. Married to ACN. We not dating anymore. In the month of September 2022, if I got anybody by show of hands or putting in the chat, we not dating anymore. Commitment, married, need to see it in the chat. Commitment, married. Raise your hands up. This is only for the people who have decided in ACN that we're no longer dating, we're getting married. So for everybody who's decided that they are getting married in ACN and no longer dating, you have your invitation. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, that's my time. We had a time last night. The rest of the month, I plan on it being spectacular. I'm ready to go. Let's head to the wedding. Thank you, Mr. Thomas.